Hey guys, welcome back to our No Coast at Home workouts. This is for tomorrow, Friday, April 17th. We are doing a benchmark workout called Annie. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this now. It has the 3 parts of the workout as well as alternatives and the warm up on the board. I'm going to go ahead and scroll it on back so I can chat and you guys can see me. But I hope you guys are doing well with all this snow. I definitely hope that this is the end of the snow here soon. So for the workout today, a lot of us have done Annie before. So if you guys have, go ahead and look back beyond the whiteboard to see what you have done before. They're actually a pretty simple couplet. Okay, so Annie in and of itself is 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 of double unders and ab mat sit-ups. Okay, the goal of this workout is to be fast. Ideally unbroken on the double unders, obviously if we can. Also a good time to work on double unders, okay? If we don't have those, if we don't have a jump rope or if we don't have the ability to do double unders, either one is okay. A few alternatives to that, okay? If we have a jump rope, but we just can't do double unders, we're gonna do 2 times singles today. Stay with the normal rep scheme on the ab mat sit-ups, okay? If we don't have a jump rope, we can either do stick jumps, which can look different ways, right? Ideally about 12 inches, but the goal is to go fast. So pick a height that you guys can keep moving the entire time. A really good option for that, since most of you guys have a kettlebell or a dumbbell, is to use what you have there and just jump back and forth over it, okay? And it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, how you count those reps, okay? But whatever height you guys need to keep moving really fast through the workout is the goal here, okay? Last option, if we don't have any of those, is to do jumping jacks. And that way you'll keep the same rep scheme, just like this, right? 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 of jumping jacks and ab mat sit-ups, okay? Another alternative for the ab mat sit-ups, if we do not have an ab mat, okay, a few of us have these, not very many of us. You don't need to have anything, but if you guys want a support for your low back, go ahead and just roll up a towel and use it like an ab mat. So I have an ab mat right here, but if you guys don't have that, just roll up a bathroom towel, stick it right on the ground for your low back support, and you use it in the exact same way, okay? So those are your alternatives for the workout as far as scaling options go. For the first part, okay, we're discussing part 1 of the workout today. Again, Annie, so 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 of double unders, 2 times singles, jumping jacks or stick jumps, and then ab mat sit-ups or some sit-up if we don't have an ab mat, okay? That is the first part of the workout. Part 2, okay, I want you guys to actually keep track of your time for Annie. Number 1, posted and be on the whiteboard. It is a benchmark workout, so you want to keep track of this workout. So post it for that time, but also I want you guys to look at the clock, rest exactly 5 minutes. They're going to jump into part 2. Okay, so part 2 of this workout is going to be a 200-meter walking lunge for time. Okay, the goal of this is to be moving the entire time. Although it is for time, I want you guys to also keep track of your total steps. Okay, so that's the entire time, right? If we're doing the 200-meter walking lunge, that's just going to be forward stepping lunges the entire time, okay? A few different options for us. Obviously, it's a little bit snowy out, so if you guys don't have an option for being outside, ideally don't do this, but the last option is going to be 200 back stepping lunges. So it's in place, 200 back stepping lunges the entire time, okay? The goal of this workout, or this part of the workout, is to go as unbroken as possible, and again, try to make it quick, okay? Other options, okay, 200 meters. Ideally, the best way to do this is to do 100 meters out and 100 meters back. So if you guys are out in your driveway or in your street, use an app. I like to use Runkeeper just for when I run, and you can track 100 meters out, put a mark there, and that's your out and back distance. If it's too snowy, if you guys don't have that option, we can scale it back, right? As far as you can do 50 meters, track that out, and then it's 4 lengths back and forth. 4 total lengths. And a lot of us at this point, we've done a lot of 10-meter shuttle sprints. So a lot of us have that distance, whether it's made up in your driveway or your basement or your house somewhere. You have 10 meters. You could do that. It's a lot of turning around and a lot of back and forth, but you could do 10 meters and do 20 total lengths, or 10 times back and forth is an option, okay? So you have all those options there. Regardless of what way I do it, I want you guys to keep track of your total time for that, and also your total steps, okay? If you guys want to scale it up, if 200-meter walking lunge is not hard enough for you, let's go ahead and add a weight, okay? You guys can add a weight in many different ways. You can wear a backpack, totally awesome. You guys can wear a weight vest if you have that. Many of us don't. You can add your kettlebell or dumbbell just in a front rack position or holding up on my shoulder. You guys can kind of hold it however you want. If you're adding it, hold it like this or rotate it to my shoulder, hold it like this. But again, if you guys don't want to hold it in that way, you can add weight in any way possible, okay? A backpack is an option. Anything from the pantry, a young child, you can hold and do a weight like that. All that is awesome, okay? That is the two main parts of the workout. That is where your total time for both parts stop. You guys can rest as needed from that point, and then you'll get into the cash out, okay? The cash out, we'll go over in just a second, actually. But hopefully that makes sense so far. To warm up for these first parts of the workout, I want you guys to grab your jump rope right away. Make sure you guys have a good jump rope. If you guys haven't done so already in quarantine, it's always good to have your own jump rope because it's really good to have the exact size to you. It's a really good way to learn jump rope and keep it nice and consistent through all of our workouts, okay? Really cheap investment and a really easy thing to get and will actually save you guys a lot. And if you guys don't have one now, a really good cardio way if we don't have a rower or a bike as well, okay? But for the warm-up, I want you guys to start with just 1 minute of nice and easy singles, okay? So just keep track of it on the clock, just nice and slow, get your calves and body warmed up. We'll do 1 minute of singles, okay? So keep track of that time. After you guys have that, I want you to hop down on the ground and we're gonna get 20 calf stretches. So just go into a plank and just go nice and slow, back and forth, getting 10 each side of calf pulses, okay? Make sure your calves and ankles are nice and warmed up. If you want to add to that at this point, you can also just get a few ankle rolls back and forth. Just make sure your calves and ankles, especially with it being cold outside, are a little bit loosened up, okay? After you have that, you grab the jump rope again. I want you guys to get 1 minute of speed steps. This is all about coordination. It's a really good way to progress and learn double unders. So speed step, just like you're running in place, you can start slow. Once you get comfortable, go nice and fast. Keeping in mind with my jump rope, your goal is to have your hands at your sides, right? The more your hands go out, the shorter the jump rope gets, and that's when we trip up a lot, okay? So keep your elbows and your arms here at a 45-degree angle, elbows attached to your side. It's all about that vertical flick of the wrist, right? If we're spinning like this, or spinning with my whole arm, we are doing way too much movement and way too much work there, all right? So nice and simple, just a nice vertical flick of the wrist, okay? So get into a minute of those speed steps. Once we have that, we're gonna have a lot of this at the end of the cash out as well, but as you get your core warmed up for the sit-ups, let's go ahead and get into a minute. Front plank from your hands or your elbows is totally okay, but just hold that for a minute, okay? Get your core fired up a little bit. Lastly, grab the jump rope again. This time, I'm going to hit a minute of double unders or a minute of double under attempts, okay? Obviously for my double under, everything stays the same. I'm going to only speed up my wrist and have a little bit slower and higher jump. So here's my double under, okay? Trying to keep it nice and consistent. If we don't have them very well, again, it's a good day to work on it. You guys can also do like a double, single progression, or obviously switch out to something different, okay? But get a minute of double under practice, even if we aren't gonna do them in the workout. Then lastly, for that piece of the warm-up, once you guys have that, I want you guys to get just 1 minute of nice and slow, nice and easy back-stepping lunges. Make sure every time that knee kisses the ground, my shin should be vertical, so have a nice step. We have a lot going today, so I don't want you guys to be short. My knee should never be coming out over my toe. Make sure I'm all the way back into a good lunge where my shin remains vertical every single time, okay? So let's get 1 minute back-stepping lunges the whole time there. Once we have that, we should be feeling pretty warmed up at this point. Let's just go into a quick pigeon on each side. You guys can get about a minute on each side would be perfect. Okay, so hold that, stretch out your glutes a little bit. Again, prepping for those lunges today and hopefully recovering from the rest of the week we've had. So a minute each side on pigeon here. Once we have that, just a few more stretches onto your belly. Let's get 10 each side, scorpion. Okay, so opposite toe to opposite fingertips, just stretching out that low back. Then roll onto your back, and same thing. This time try to keep your legs straight. Again, opposite toe, opposite fingertips. Stretching out here. Okay, so 10 each side on those front and back scorpions. Okay. Once we have that, last thing here, let's just get 5 inchworms. Again, try to keep your heels as planted as possible. Stretch out your hamstrings and your calves. Walk your hands up to your feet. Walk them all the way back down. Do that nice dive bomb. Stretch out. And then walk them back up. Okay, so take all of that nice and slow, but 5 inchworms. Okay, and then lastly, let's figure out what you're going to do for the workout with your ab mat. Okay. So with your ab mat, go ahead and grab it. Go ahead and grab your bathroom towel, whatever you're going to use. Get that situated for yourself. And let's just get 10 ab mat sit-ups. On your ab mat sit-ups, guys, make sure we have that full range of motion so there's no shorting it. Make sure your shoulders touch the ground above you. Arms out over your head is totally okay. Then use those hands to help yourself. And make sure your shoulder passes your hip crease. Okay, a good way to do that is always make sure your hands touch out here by your heels. Okay. So hands to the ground above you, hands to the ground in front of you, okay? Once we have all of that set up and ready to go, again, the workout, okay, is going to be 50 double unders or my variation of that. This whole time, if we haven't had a jump rope, hopefully you've been doing the same type of thing with your kettlebell, your dumbbell, your stick jumps, or your jumping jacks. Going back to that a little bit, if you guys didn't have that, just scale the warm-up back a little bit and just do 1 minute of jumps each time with those stretches in between, okay? But again, it's 50 of those, 50 of the sit-ups, 40, 40, 30, 30, back and forth, okay? Again, once we have that, keep track of your time, rest exactly 5 minutes, and you're gonna go right into the 200-meter walking lunge. So with that said, make sure that is set up now before you guys start the workout, okay? So make sure you guys have that distance measured out for the 100 meters out and back, 50 meters, 10 meters, whatever we're gonna do, or just plan on doing the 200 back-stepping lunges. Again, if you wanna add weight, have that ready to go as well, okay? Once all that is done, the last thing for the day is going to be our cash out. Okay, our cash out is gonna be accumulating a 5-minute plank, okay? Every time I break, you have to do either 15 good mornings, or 15 Supermans. Okay, so again, 5-minute plank. Your goal is to stay in the front plank the whole time. Okay, so we're not switching from front to side. Goal is to stay in the same plank, so either from your hands or your elbows. 5 minutes the entire time. And when I say when you're gonna break, try to keep a nice solid plank the whole time. So if I'm planking and I end up having to do this, or sagging my back down, that's a break. Okay, so to go ahead and just drop your knees down, rest for a second, and hit either of those 2 movements. So those 2 movements, if we're choosing good mornings, okay, so good mornings, you're gonna have your feet just underneath your hips. You can go ahead and have your hands behind your neck. I like doing that just to help you keep your chest upright. But from here, just nice and slow, you're gonna hinge your butt back as your chest falls forward. Okay, my goal is to go down to parallel or till you feel a lot of tension in my hamstrings, okay? But I wanna keep my back nice and flat. I don't wanna go so low that I have to do this to get there, okay? So this is perfect, down to here, and go up. Try to look straight ahead the entire time, helps keep your back in one nice straight line. So here and up, okay, so 15 good mornings. Option number 2 is 15 Superman. If you are doing that option, lay flat on the ground, get your arms straight out from here, and ideally having your feet nice and close together, and you're just going to go extension, so your arms and feet off the ground at the same time, pause, and back down. You're going to be engaging your glutes, your hamstrings, your core, and your shoulders coming up off the ground here. So again, it's going to be 15. The goal of this is not speed. The goal is technique and having a good movement here. So 15, up, down, okay, that's a Superman. So 5-minute plank every time you break, either 15 good mornings or 15 Superman. You guys can make a plan for this if you want. Just do 5 rounds of 1 minute the entire time. As always, if whether it's in the cash out or the workout itself, we can always reduce the distance and reduce the reps to make this work. Okay, so a 5-minute plank sounds crazy. Drop it down to 2 or 3 minutes. If you're doing 30-second breaks at that point, totally fine to drop that down and just make it a good cash out for you. Okay, Same thing for example, the walking lunge. If 200 meters sounds crazy, go ahead and drop that down to 100 meters. Make this workout work for you. You're always welcome to do what we're doing, but just scale it back a little bit on reps and distance, okay? I think that is it for today. If you have any questions, make sure you shout out on Facebook. You can always shoot us texts or emails as well. But have fun, good luck, stay warm. Let's pray this is the last snowstorm. Bye, guys.